And hello there, welcome back to the Japan Game Junk podcast. And now I would like to go over a store visited. This is on, June the 30th. Wow, way back when. June the 30th of 2024. This is the Hard Off store in the Nerima ward of Tokyo, the Oizumi Gakuen store in Nerima of Tokyo. This is perhaps in the western part of Tokyo, the 23 wards, the most rural part. It's easy to drive around there. And of course the most rural part would be the eastern part there with Edogawa and such. But here, yes, indeed, it's a place where it's easy to drive, easy to park, and easy to shop, as it is a very big store. The off-house on floor 1, hard off on floor 2, and here's some things found on that day. First was, for double the price of when it first came out new, used for the Nintendo DS is, for 5,500 yen, the table game. The table game. Various games such as Othello and Go and such for your DS. It was originally a part of the 2,800 yen cheap game series that was put out for many systems at the time, and now it is 5,500 for some reason. Also, very expensive, the Mother 3 deluxe version of the Game Boy Micro. This system, very, very clean. A very nice design. It's red. It has the Mother 3 logo above the Nintendo logo on the top right. And it is 180,000 yen. Yes. When the yen is good, that's almost $2,000 for this Game Boy Micro. It does have the box and everything, but wow, that's a lot just to play only Game Boy Advance games. Kind of weird was the Pikachu cleaner. It's a very, very big Pikachu stuffed animal that has a strap that connects to your DS or 3DS to clean the screens. It's one of those, screen cleaner things, but it's huge. It's probably bigger than, your, half of the DS, it's huge. So, anyway, if you want to have a huge Pikachu that'll clean your screen, it's 500 yen at this Hard Off store. Then a game that I thought was a pretty good deal that I almost bought but ended up thinking I'll get it in better condition cheaper later was Knight Rider Special for the PC Engine, the Hue card version. And here it was 2,000 yen for only the card, and the label had a bit of damage. I thought, you know what, for 2,000 yen I could probably find it better some other time, and perhaps even have find it with the box or whatever, or the manual or something. So I did pass it by, but I was so close to getting it, along with Mr. Heli. Mr. Heli no Daiboken, The Big Adventures of Mr. Heli, another platformy, shooty style game for the PC Engine. They're the same price, 2,000 yen. I was very surprised to see Perfect Dark for the Nintendo 64 complete, including the the expansion pack, which you need to play it well in your N64. The RAM expander, 8,000 yen, it boxed. Not too bad, actually. For the same price, though, 8,000 yen new, this is the only time I've ever seen this in Japan, and I've seen videos on this on the Tecmon channel and other YouTube channels. The CD video, not video CD, but the CD video, which is it's a Laserdisc, of Dai Makai Mura, so that is the Super Ghouls and Ghosts or whatever. It's the soundtrack that includes some video clips. If you ever look into CD video, which is basically a form of Laserdisc, yeah, you can see that. So I was tempted to get it to fit into my Laserdisc player and to enjoy. However, 8,000 yen for a CD-sized disc, which might have a few minutes of video, it's kind of a lot. Although it does look like it's kind of new in the package. Also, Kid Dracula, Boku Dorakura-kun, for the Famicom, 2,000 yen. Fairly typical to find at that price in good condition. Then, a game I've come to know very, very well lately, Keru Naguru, Punch Kick for the Famicom. Here, the complete version. I thought I found the complete version earlier at the Surugaya store in Utsunomiya but that was just the box for sale for 700 yen after buying the game itself for about that price. Here's complete with the box and the manual, although it says the manual has been used, and it looks like it's been used a lot, for 2,500 yen. The Death Stranding Special Edition of PS4 Pro, 20,000 yen actually, pretty cheap. It's only the system itself, no box, no controller or anything, but I'm sure you have your own PS4 and you could hook it up, so I was kind of tempted by it, but I did decide against getting this PS4 Pro in the end. So for 2,000 yen, for only the software, not the, how do you put it? Not the box or manual, whatever it was, for the Sega Saturn, was the second chapter in their kind of older games re-releases. And it was 3 different versions of Ghouls and Ghosts, or Ghosts and Goblins, Makaimura. It has Makaimura, Dai Makaimura, and Cho Makaimura, so regular, big, and huge versions for various systems from before. 2,000 yen for the disc only. Also tempted by that as I was with the original Double Dragon for Famicom, again for 2,000 yen for only that system. They had the Super CD-ROM 2, guaranteed to work. It's the one that kind of plugs into the back of a Core Graphics, although it could plug into the back of any other as well. And this is preferable to the suitcase version of the CD-ROM, which I do have actually several of those. Here though, but it was 50,000 yen. It's huge. Huge price for this machine. X-Men vs. Street Fighter. Not such a great price. 6,000 yen. I was surprised by that. You can find it much cheaper. But also in the case next to that, an unopened copy, completely new mint in package copy of the Sailor Moon S game for the 3DO was 3,000 yen. So if you need to have a sealed one, then go there. Then one of the best deals that I saw that I would pick up if I didn't already have it was the PlayStation 2 version of Rez, the rhythm game, you know. The game with the trance vibrator attachment there, which all in box and all looked like it would be in good condition for just 2,000 yen. It's pretty good, I think. There was the, for the Series X, actually pretty big, a Call of Duty Black Ops. Unfortunately, something, I didn't see which version it was, hidden behind another game, but only 800 yen, which is, of course, very, very cheap for any Series X game of any type, even if Call of Duty does get cheaper quickly. It was only 800 yen for the North American version. So that was that. Also, the cheapest ever Kinect for Xbox One that I've seen, 4,000 yen. I've had 2 in the past which broke, and was tempted, but yeah, I decided against it as I never really play with the Kinect stuff anyway. An unknown if it works PC Engine Duo R, 15,000 yen, no cables, no AC adapter, which is hard to find actually, so I wouldn't have bought it at this price unless I knew it worked, but yeah, that's kind of a cheap one to get for a Duo R. Yeah, looking over the stuff that I found, not really much else was of a note, except there was a Super Cassette Vision, which was also unknown if it worked, that was 10,000 yen, and had a Dreamcast gun for 3,000 yen, not so cheap. But anyway, there was a lot of stuff to see there, and it's actually a fairly good store. I really recommend people to check it out if you're in the area. I don't believe it's very easy to access if you're not a car driver. Maybe if you're living in the area, you might get there by bicycle, but yeah, from a train, it's kind of hard to get here. But yes, the Oizumi Gakuen, not to be confused with the Oizumi town of Gunma, Oizumi Gakuen store of Nerima Ward of Tokyo, hard off house. It's worth a visit, and especially many of those games that were the 2,000 yen range there for PC Engine and Famicom were fairly good buys. And so, with those good buys in mind, I will wish you now a good buy, and hope you're having a wonderful day. Please keep listening and check out the Japan Game Junk YouTube channel and subscribe to everything possible. Goodbye.